Ugh, gross. Bam. There we are. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the paint party. Ooh, okay. So let's start things off. Let's get this. Copy it. Paste it. And send it. So there's YouTube, the two Twitches, and the Facebook, the links. And then I'm going to go ahead. Why did it didn't like it in Facebook for some reason? That's odd. All right. That's very weird. Let me all right. Because echo. All right. Maybe this. We'll throw some things in there. Let's see what's going on. I wonder if there's a way to go. Yep, there is. So let's do this. Paste. Let's see if I can send that directly to Facebook. Because for some reason it wasn't accepting the Facebook link. There we go. Maybe. All right. And then we'll get clever. Look at that. Throw that up there. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to show that one. And we'll have that up there. There. Little advertisement. As I wait for hopefully someone to join me tonight. I'm going to be working on getting close to being done with my Necromunda gang. Ooh, let's not slide everything everywhere. So I've got these boys here that have to be finished up. And once they're done, then we should be good to go. If I get them done tonight, I get them done tonight. Work on some other things. So, oh my goodness. I'm blowing up. What's going on? I've got to get into Twitch and switch that, but that's fine. Okay. So I guess I'll start working, and hopefully we'll get some people to party with us. I know Will says he probably not join us tonight because Will's messed himself up again. At least it's not his neck or his back this time. So, alrighty. So let's see. Last thing I did was let's get this. Fix my lighting. Can you focus on here, please? All right. So the last thing we did is I worked on his shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the other four guys here. So for that, I've been using Flayed One Flesh. Get the right brush. And start going over where we washed our rack hearth flesh. There we go. Well, I'm my lonesome. All right, go ahead and get these edges. Right.
So it's more of a mind. So ominous. You're asking a blind man to find time.
Okay. Wrapping around the arm. What is? Okay, something felt loose, but it's not. All right. Ooh, there's a Greg. That was loud in my ear. I've got new headphones, and that was super loud. I'm not gonna lie. Hello, Greg.
Hey, JD, how's it going?
I was worried I was gonna be by myself.
Oh, no.
Because I don't think Will's joining us tonight. So, and normally Brian's already on, so I was scared.
Yeah, you would have been fine.
Yeah, I'd have been fine in about 7 minutes when I went home.
No, you can't do that.
I can if nobody, dude. It's not a party if it's one person. I'm just saying. Other than maybe a pity party, and I don't want to go back and rechange the name of the event. This is a Warlock Ganger from Necromunda. If I can get it, there we go. One of just this guy's toting a shotgun because Necromunda is what we've been running a campaign up at the store, and it's been a blast. So I want to get my guys looking as good as they're playing, which means I should have them all. Well, no, most of them look pretty good. A couple of them could look much worse from the way they've been playing. What you gonna work on tonight, Greg?
I've got my custom built King Clan Alchemist.
Ah, gotcha. That's right.
And then I want to finish putting some colors on some of my other Escher gang.
Okay. Sounds good. There's Will. He was just talking mad smack about you, but You obviously didn't hear it if you say wasabi instead of I'm killing you. So, yeah. Like you could drive up here. That's adorable. Unless you got that thing my dad has, lets him drive a foot. Will's going to hire an Uber to come whip my ass. I'm sure. I giggle when you first time you tried it though, and it throws your balance off though. Like, what are you even doing? Falling over. That's obviously a chat we're both in because I see my phone light up in your noise.
Yeah, it's Sentinels.
Yeah. That's funny. Break my Don't do that. Oh no. Because you tell Heather it was my fault, and then your sister's going to come kill me too. And she's scarier than he is.
I don't know if I've ever met her.
Oh, she's great.
If I have, it was just more of she was there at the store for doing some meeting up with him and then left.
As they should. Hey, I just got another boop, and that is a B. Ryan. See, he had me worried that he didn't like us anymore. Let me finish doing this quick step, Brian, and I'll get you in the chat or whatever. Words are hard. Bam! And we have a Brian.
I made it.
Yay. You had me nervous.
I am nervous. I was talking to my neighbors. We have a big project going on between the three of us. We have between three houses, we have almost 3,000 foot of fence to be replaced. So
Ew.
you have no idea how ew you just correct. So we've been talking out the logistics of that and costs and who's paying what and doing what and grown up stuff that I don't really want to do, but
Grown
now
up
I'm
stuff.
here.
Grown up stuff is stupid.
It sure is. How is everybody doing tonight?
Not too bad.
Doing all right.
Would you say all right, all right, all right?
No, Will would, but he's not here. He's becoming Bubble Boy apparently.
Would he get sick again?
He's got I'll let him tell you. He's hopefully watching and he's been chatting. He's having a foot issue. See if he decides he's going to type it. Or maybe he just, there you go.
Let's say he also might be getting ready to play some Lost Ark.
No, maybe. But he answered. He named a planet in the Star Wars system, but so he has a torn plantar fascia.
Is that near or located near your staying friendly?
No.
It's a foot, right?
It's a foot.
It's a foot.
So if it is near your family friendly, then Mazel Tov. Good grief. Then why are you talking? Then you're on the wrong screen, is all I'm saying.
Ligaments in the bottom of the foot. That does not sound fun.
No. I want to say it was Sunday or something. He texted me with the picture of his boot, just pissed. If it's not one end, it's the other for him.
Well, I'm sorry that's happening. That's no good. OF, here I come. Well, good. Maybe that got you off the couch. You got to put a little effort into it. You ain't gonna get better by sitting around and not hanging out with the homies. That's what we're here for, right?
That's right.
Speaking of which, I let you down Saturday and did not make it over there. I didn't know if you noticed, but
I did. I wasn't gonna like berate you or anything though, because I know that life happens.
I wanted to, and I was planning on it, but I ended up doing the third or the we did a escape room Thursday or Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. We tried doing those escape rooms, so 3 in a row.
Oh wow! And since you're here, I'm assuming you escaped.
We escaped one of the 3.
Then how are you here?
Good question. The guy eventually let you out,
Oh, okay.
but eventually. But it was a lot of fun. But I realized how dumb I am.
Oh no.
The puzzles made me wow. They were difficult.
So so for Christmas, my mother-in-law got the family. It's like a board game escape room, like it's an escape room in a box.
Yep.
And we played it that night, and I actually overthought way too many things because it was made for 12 and up or 13 and up, and so I'm like, it's got to be this, and then they're like, no, dummy, it's the easy, obvious, it's the Occam's razor, it's the simplest solution. But hey,
Correct.
y'all, my cousin just walked in. I got to talk to him for a few minutes. So y'all catch up.
How are you this fabulous day?
I'm doing all right. Been playing some Dying Light 2 and priming models. Started my professional development classes to continue my teaching certificate.
Okay.
So did some of that this morning. Had to learn about the history of the Alabama Virtual Library. I mean, it's a class about it and how to navigate it and use its resources and stuff like that.
I think that's a good thing, especially for anybody with the virtual learning. That's one of the big things with like my kids who. Okay, like I said before, I'm pretty good at doing things building related. When it comes to anything, as soon as you turn it on a computer, I'm proud of myself for being able to make it onto here.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the education level that my children are with internet learning for the past year, when COVID happened, they had all school, all virtual. They were so fast to learn it. Me, on the other hand, I'm sitting over here like a caveman with zero idea. That's kind of deflating.
Yeah. No, you get set in your ways, but where you get, you'll know how certain things work. Like my grandparents, my grandmother actually refused to learn anything new actively. But her reason was she was like, at that point, she was like, I'm 70 years old. What purpose do I know everything I need to know. Where, we finally convinced my grandfather, hey, if you're going to be driving, you're going to learn how to use a cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
Like that is our line at this point in time. You are going to learn how to use a cell phone. Otherwise, we're taking. I mean, we could have tried. That would have been a fun.
And how old is he?
Oh, he was. I mean, he's dead, but he finally stopped driving when he was like 92.
Wow, that's an awesome lifetime, though.
Yeah, and I say that my grandfather was stubborn, but he was a It was an earned stubborn.
And I think, yeah, but when you get like that kind of stubborn, there's differences in stubborn. And you're right. There's an earned stubborn, and there's like dealing with kids stubborn. But earned stubborn, you're like, yeah, I can kind of understand where that's coming from. Like lunatic kids when they're tired and they're arguing with you, that kind of stubborn. You're like, no, that's not earned.
I'm tired, but go to bed. No, but you're tired. I know. Well, do
Not
do
that
this, but I'm
tired.
tired. I'm tired enough not to work, but not tired enough not to play. I say that because that's how I was.
So no, I was talking to the neighbors and I came running over. I'm like, I gotta go. I got paint night, and they're like, what? And then I had to explain. That's why it was past the 9 minutes past. I'm like, I gotta go. My friends are expecting me for paint night, and they go, what is paint night? And I'm like, well, we paint miniatures, and they go, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, miniatures like Warhammer, and that. Then it went down a longer road, and I'm like, I gotta go.
It's my, you know, weekly self-help group.
I agree that that's 100% the correct thing, because I don't really like going out places. You know, if my track record of going to the store, when I say, hey, I'm going to go to the store, is any consolation, I'm like, I'm going to make it there Saturday, and then I don't make it.
No, I feel you.
I just don't enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy people. Let's just say that I love talking, but I don't enjoy the aspects of what's out there people wise. If that's
No, I follow you. That's why you find very specific people when you latch onto them.
what was that?
I'm still dealing with the cough, but it's not one that's like a constant. I wake up coughing. It's just I'm sitting here doing absolutely nothing, watching TV, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to cough up a lung, and then it stops, and I'm fine.
And that's still from that COVID symptom.
No, this is something that I've had all my life.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying that it's okay that you had it your whole life. I'm sorry for that, but
No. It's one of the reasons why I was afraid of and still am afraid of COVID. It's because, like when I was a kid in high school, even in like middle school, high school, and sometime up in college, I couldn't breathe through my nose. Physically, could not breathe through my nose. It was constantly stopped up, and that was with taking Claritin like candy and stuff like that. But eventually grew out of it to the point where I could. But the practice of mouth breathing had become so ingrained in my person that I actually have to think about breathing through my nose.
the last thing you said, like the last 3 words of it, broke up altogether. I don't know why, but my modem or internet is acting goofy, so I couldn't respond to like the last 3 words of what you said.
Oh, I was just saying that since I couldn't breathe through my nose as a kid, I grew up mouth breathing.
Okay.
And then, so I have to actually think about and catch myself breathing through my mouth when I'm out nowadays, even because I'm just so used to doing it.
That'd be a hard thing to not be used to.
Yep.
Especially since it involves breathing.
Well, I mean, it's like you don't think about breathing, but I actually have to think about breathing through my nose.
Now that you, oh man, now you're making me think about it. I think I'm more of a mouth breather too. So now that my family, all they go to their church night tonight, so they go to their classes and all that good stuff. And then as my wife was leaving, of course, nobody's happy when their husband sits around and paints miniatures at night. So I get yelled at. She's like, "You're just gonna stay in tonight," and I'm like, "No, I'm staying and hanging out with my friends and painting." And it's a big difference. And she's like, "Well, you could come to the church group with us." And I'm like, "I didn't sign up for the church group." She's like, "Well, they would love to see you," and I'm like, "No, they don't." I'm like, "No, they don't."
Well, there is something to be said about a divided house in those type of situations.
I've just never been, not that like with church, but just the going out and just on like a Wednesday night. It's a school night. Kids should be doing their homework, getting ready to go the next day. And of course, they're doing something that's keeping them busier than what they're already complaining that they're too busy.
Yeah, but then you also have the argument of, well, would that stop them from doing, cheer or band or any sport or?
Agree with that. Yeah, it's just I'm exhausted after like the first 3 or 4 days of the week, and I'm like I can't hang without just doing something for myself for a break.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I guess I'm just getting old. I guess it's that old crotchety man. But with everything going on in the yard, so we have 2 acres that are being cleared with the trees, and arborists out here. They've been here for like 3 weeks, so I'm having little palpitations about that. And then we're getting new concrete slabs poured, and different things are getting built around the house. It's just a lot going on, and I'm like, I need paint night. Were you watching when JD got the red ink on the Titan?
No,
Oh my god, I felt so bad. I almost started crying for him when that happened.
I was not paying attention to that.
Did you see it? Did you hear about it though?
No, that
So,
was either before I got to the store or.
So JD was painting the Titan, and he was putting a clear coat on it. And as he picked up the brush and touched it to it, it like bled into it like a bright red. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And he looks down and he goes, oh no. And there was somebody else watching. They were like, oh my god, I can't watch this. It hurts my heart. So he had to start back that whole leg back where it was in the beginning. Not the whole thing, but one of the grays. And I was like, oh boy. I thought that's what we were working on tonight. So you're going back and getting your renewal for your teaching certificate?
Yeah, I need to do that so I can keep up with. Otherwise, it's going to be harder. It's easier for me to renew than to reinstate.
Right.
But that way, I can keep my teacher certificate. And if substituting, I earn more money with a certificate than without. And that will also allow me to still try to apply for teaching jobs, though, with the state of affairs as they are, that might not necessarily be the best option.
Teachers are so brave. Hey, the Russian bot said something.
That's all?
It said, Vumam today. Unless that's not a Russian bot and it's an actual person. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was somebody trying to communicate to us like, man, they love the paintings. And then we're over here like it's a Russian bot. But meanwhile, they're saying like, great job. He can say it's more than one thing in the sentence, like in a...
Maybe the Russian bot really thinks we're doing good.
That Russian bot isn't looking directly at my terrain over here, that's for sure. I've been really struggling with what I want to buy to get into. Because money doesn't grow on trees, and you're like, well, what game do I want to play now? And I love painting Warhammer things, but I also like watching all this Crisis Protocol and stuff like that.
Speaking of, I need to build my newest Crisis Protocol models so I can start painting them.
See? There's another one.
Gambit and Rogue came out.
Oh.
So I'm having to decide if I want to paint Rogue or Gambit in the form of my Dark Dimension paint job, or if I want to paint them as their regulars and then run them as...
I wish they would have done more with like a Rogue series.
I mean, she had her own comic for a while.
Well, I like the movies. She deserves one.
No, I think it was like the early 90s, I believe. But I believe she's had one. That comic series, not show.
Probably one of my favorite characters.
I'm wondering if her voice actress will return for the continuation of the animated series.
And I thought Will said he was coming. He's just got to reset his internet issue. I'd love to see a night where we got like 5-6 people. Painting this terrain, and every time I paint another piece, I think to myself, I think it looks good just the way it is. And then you turn around and you're like, I could tweak it a little bit. Because I like the simple, because terrain really, it's supposed to be the secondary to the game. I mean, you're playing the game, but the terrain's not supposed to be the main focus. The characters are supposed to be the main focus. So as you play your characters, but then as you look at the backdrop, then you see something on the side. You're like, oh, I could have painted that a lot better, and everybody's going to judge me for that. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to paint?
Not really. My tastes vary depending on what I want to get done or what's the current game I'm playing. So we've been doing a Necromunda game for fun. So I pulled out my old Escher gang because that's what I'm running and putting paint on them. And then when Blood Bowl starts back up, I'll probably finish painting the models I picked up for that because I have a very specific theme I want to do with them. And I've pretty much got my sisters painted for 40K, but I have to see if they change any of the point values and stuff like that, depending on what I need. So I might have to adjust my list and add new stuff to fill in spots because they keep changing points on us.
Oh, I do have more terrain that I could go spray paint quick and then get to yet tonight. I spray it in my I have a bathroom in my garage. So I go in there, I spray paint and close the door, put the fan on, and so that way it all stays in there, and then you can kind of go and let it out so you're not standing there breathing spray paint the whole time.
I have a cardboard box sitting on top of a shelf in my garage.
Yep. It's kind of the same thing, just a little I run in there, shut that door so I can paint out here and do both. And
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good painting competition.
Spray painting?
Terrain.
Oh, yeah.
Do some freshy terrain. I got to get it all done because eventually I want to actually play a game.
And sometimes I just don't feel like painting anything, so that's why I haven't been on the past.
I get that entirely. I do. I think that's 99.9% of the problem is you feel like painting one night and then the next night, maybe not. And then, of course, then like tomorrow night, you'll be like, well, I feel like painting. It's hard to have a scheduled night of the week where you're like, I want to paint.
Right.
I made a chicken stir fry for the family for dinner last night, and I made enough to make it through for dinner tonight. So I won I won for that level, so I should be able to paint the rest of the night. But I think maybe JD got abducted.
Well, he did say his cousin was there, so.
Well, that makes plenty of sense. Plus, who's abducting JD? Let's be real.
His cousin?
You will paint my figures. You will paint my figures until they're done, and then I will let you go.
No, the only person who has that level of power is Bubba.
There's tiers of power. You will paint all of my figurines until I am done. What's that? All of them. So my garage is finished to be like a little living room. And half the things in my garage now are figurines standing here staring at me, like literally judging me for not actually playing with them and using them, or even setting them up in a way that they might be like, oh, this is a game.
I know that feeling.
I feel them judging me from across the room. I also build RC cars, so.
Gotcha. Never got into that.
So I just started that about a couple months ago. You think Warhammer's expensive?
Oh no, God. I know that's way more expensive.
Oh my God. I didn't realize. Again, long story short, you start playing a game where you do that and you're like, oh, Magic seems fun. Here's $120 invested and you can play for a little while. RC car. Oh, what's that? I bought tires for a car. How much? $100. Then you get to the next thing. It racked up so fast, I blew my mind.
Yep.
The MTG bot was talking to us tonight.
Oh no. Go away, MTG bot. No one loves you. Or we will ban you a second time.
I'm just surprised he doesn't get as many people communicating here yet on this one. There are as many people who watch the videos. So, like right now, we can't see how many people are watching. Or can you?
I mean, if I go to Facebook maybe and Twitter or Twitch and.
But it blows my mind that a platform of this size, that watching for as long as he puts those videos up, like with Twitch, where do the followers come from? Facebook or Twitch?
Dude, you're asking me stuff I don't know.
Because I think Silver has like 60 or 70 followers already from his builds, or their builds, I should say.
Silver also does a lot of crossover stuff.
Do you ever watch any of this stuff?
No, because I'm either on it or live.
Oh, you go live too?
No, like I'm either at the store or I'm on it on here.
Oh, okay. Now his stuff's really fun to watch too, or their stuff's very fun to watch, and it's interesting to see the different I want to say level of follows that you get through different communication ports. I want to say like this is a different venue versus somewhere else. Hey yo, see now I don't know who Rose Spar is, but hello. And it's interesting to see how many people are actually live watching and through the different platforms. So now that one's through Facebook, and I don't know through who Throw Spar is, but are they also watching through Twitch, or do they watch? Where do they choose?
That's Twitch. You can see if you go to comments, you can see like Will posted on Facebook. Russian bot did YouTube, and MTG bot and Throwsvar did Twitch.
Okay. Okay. Which is interesting. I'm Brian. I come down to the shop for 40K. Well, hello,
Okay.
Brian. I'm another Brian. It's spelled with an I. So a little different, but the same. He comes down to the shop for 40K. Well, how comes you haven't come on to paint with us yet?
Silver just got off of work.
And that's what I'm saying is are there more people watching that just don't communicate with it or just watch because it's enjoyable to actually see just something getting done with a little communication. So I always like to, it's interesting to see what people's reason for watching.
Yeah. Each have their own reasons.
I have mine. JD's voice is the soothing soul of Warhammer painting. He's like, I hate you. Thanks for blocking me. You heard about that, right?
No.
So I didn't know why I couldn't be friends with JD online.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We made a comment. He made a comment about that Monday.
Oh my God. And I thought for sure they blocked me and were like, oh God, this guy just can't stop talking. And I'm like, oh, the whole store blocked me. I'm over here like pouting in the corner. Turns out that I was the blocky.
Yeah.
And I don't know how because I wouldn't dare block them. I just they were the blocked.
Turns out I was the one who was doing the block.
So I'm the jerk. And then my kids going away to camp this weekend, which was Camp Blue Lake, which is somewhere over your way in Alabama. And they had a great time. They did their thing and had the weekend to go do those escape rooms. I'll tell you what, escape rooms are no joke.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would like them as much as I did. And it was real. I honestly, I didn't think it would be as hard as they were. I thought it was going to be a little bit more hokey, kind of. You go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to get in and out of this. And you did not. There was no in and out. You were not getting right out. You were not.
Off work till 4 and live up in Creola by the time I get cleaned up and kids dealt with it. Yeah, no, I understand that. But thanks for stopping by tonight. JD got absconded by family, so
I honestly think it's amazing. Because I was reading it. I don't get off till 4 and live in Creole. So where at? Where would that be exact? Like kind of, is that Louisiana? Or is it in Mobile? Do you know, Greg?
not off the top of my head. No, it's not. It is north of or next above Satsuma. Just north of Mobile on 65, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I pawned my kids off. They go to church on Wednesday.
Yeah. That's what I figured. It's like I recognize the name, it's just not the route I normally.
Still very cool. All right. I need to spray these. I need about 10 seconds, but I'm not going to leave until Han Solo gets back here. Or is that a touchy subject still with the whole argument over their podcast?
No,
That's hilarious, by the way, that they're. I got to listen to a few minutes of it, but I haven't gotten anywhere close to watching all of them. What do you do when you're not painting miniatures? Think about painting miniatures. I bought that new Pokemon Legends.
how is it?
Honestly, I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it's very open world. You can see the Pokemon walking around, of course, but you can
Yeah,
you don't have to touch every Pokemon. You know, remember how the one game was every time you bumped into one, you'd be sucked into the battle.
yeah.
You can avoid them by walking around them,
Okay,
but they can open world attack you.
gotcha.
So, like if you run by one, there's a chance that it could still do something to you.
I'm gonna
But
sneak past this Pokemon, and there goes Hyper Beam.
correct. But when you start getting into it, then you start doing the battle. The nice part about it is, for me at least, you can decide if you want to capture the Pokemon halfway through, and it's basically one button to click. So you can start fighting, and it's really easy changeover to say, oh, no, I'm going to throw a Pokeball instead.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty cool. I've been about a week or so into it. And I've just now started collecting level 45 Pokemon. So I
Okay.
probably played 10 hours.
I've been playing. Uh, Dying Light 2 because
Okay.
I'm a sucker for a zombie game.
I still think one of the best zombie games was God, now I'm gonna butcher the name of it, but it was Dead Rising, the first one for the
Yeah.
Xbox. It was an amazing game.
So my all-time favorites, and I still play it today, and it doesn't help that they still, since its release, have fully supported it, still are updating it. They even announced the third game of the series. They're still updating the second one, and they then said that even after the third one launches, they'll still work on the second one. But it's a game called State of Decay. And when State of Decay 2 launched, unfortunately, it launched with some pretty bad bugs. Like nothing game breaking, like you could still play the game, but just like you're driving down the road and then you hit a rock and then your car is flung, hundreds of miles into the air. Or you're running down you are running down the road and you hit a sidewalk at the edge of the sidewalk, and then your character decides that they're going to get stuck between the sidewalk and the road and keep jumping for until the end of time, and then die to a zombie.
Okay.
Fun stuff like that.
But you can't tell me that as they start progressing through these games with the zombies, that for the time that it was made, now Dead Rising came out dang, close to what? Probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That was one of the most amazing zombie games at the time.
Oh yeah.
Then they started adding zombies to Call of Duties.
Mhm.
But
Well,
it's still
So what made State of Decay and even what made State of Decay 2 and even the first State of Decay good is you don't play an individual character. You play a community. So you can have, depending on how many beds you have available, each character takes up a bed. And if you run out of beds, that means that people are having to sleep in shifts or sleep on the floor, you take a morale hit. But like the last time I played, like I had 7 survivors. One was a mechanic who was a like her backstory was like she was a mechanic. So she started with the mechanic skill, but then her other thing was like she was built tree houses as a kid, so she provided build times were reduced, but she had asthma, so her endurance was reduced. But she was also a great singer, so she provided a morale bonus because she sung. It's like all your characters have these personalities, so you can have someone who's like really good at comedy. They're ex-military, boxing champion, but they're also a picky eater. So they effectively eat. They count as basically 2 people for food consumption because they won't eat everything. Meanwhile, you can have the person who's like the computer. But you can have just people who have like no skills whatsoever, or they have skills, but they don't have any like specialized skills. So you can find a book and be like, "Oh, this is chemistry. You're going to learn chemistry," and you just like throw the book at them effectively, and they now have chemistry, so you get bonuses for having them there and stuff like that.
You're gonna learn something, and you're gonna learn.
Oh, like it's as surprising as it is. One of the things I go to if when I'm looking for a survivor, I'm looking for books to teach skills. I'm looking for the cooking skill in that game because having somebody who knows how to cook.
A good grilled cheese is a good grilled cheese, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, no, that's what you said. Like, there's a difference between somebody who just makes a grilled cheese sandwich, but then somebody who knows how to make a good grilled cheese sandwich.
That's correct.
Like, I can make a grilled cheese sandwich.
And then let's be honest, what goes with a grilled cheese sandwich? What kind of soup goes with a grilled cheese sandwich?
Tomato.
Oh God, we could be friends. We could be friends.
I mean, yeah, like there's just certain, but no, it's stuff like that. But then it's also like, so you have to go to different buildings along the map, and actually like loot the buildings to find gasoline and building some material and food because you have to maintain food, you have to maintain supplies, you are building a community. And so this State of Decay,
and that's on a computer. That's not a console game.
Oh, it's a console game.
On what system?
Xbox. It's Xbox Game Studios.
I'm gonna have to download that then because I got
DS. You get it on Xbox One, Series X, Series S, or Windows. I think it's on Game Pass.
I have that, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
But let's see, it came out. It was released 2018. And they're still 4 years later still providing support for, which is really good for an indie game.
I think Dad's back.
He is. Sorry about that, y'all. my cousin, who even though he moved to Mobile, I don't see very often. And I had to give him tickets to a Mardi Gras ball for the weekend. And of course, his friend from California's in, and so basically the whole time I was gone was a big G&G goodbye.
No, that's all right.
So
You
finally,
probably also took the time to step out and smoke.
well, that was part of the G&G goodbye. But
Right.
Are you going to Pensacon?
I will be there Friday night.
Working it?
Sort of. I am.
Yeah, Dave's going to work it.
I'm doing this will be the third year in a row I am playing in a game show called ##, which is the symbol hashtag and then the word hashtag. I have to defend my championship, which will be my third year winning it, hopefully. And I would be playing what's her last name? The lovely Jonna, who was was a DJ at WKSJ. And she's hilarious. So we have a good time.
Are you still the heel?
Huh?
Are you still the antagonist, the heel?
I don't know. I don't know if we have a shtick this year. Because that first year I got to come in try to be a bad guy. And then the next year, last year I played against Stephanie. And nice. And that was actually a very close game, but she was the bad guy because she was dressed as it was a weird she had a Darth Vader dress.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask a next question, and this has got to be asked. Since Thalspar, is it Throwspar, or how do you say that? Somebody help me out there.
Throwspar?
If she's your wife's cousin, radio personality, did you say JD?
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to our local radio DJ. So they went from Missy and Gonzo to Missy and Taryn overnight.
Huh.
I don't know how to find this out. I'm hoping that somebody can actually, because we're driving to school the other day and the girls go, "What happened to Mitzi?" And I'm like, I have no idea. And I'm like, they could save our lives here and figure this out. They could answer a question for my kids.
That sounds like Florida problems.
Dude, it is. One morning I woke up, it was one girl, and the other day I woke up, it was the next. Then the most all-important question has to be asked. Is she a radio personality, or could she be a local weather girl as well?
I really think Jonna is an awesome person, but she's also very married, as am I, and I have to see her next week. And we're talking we're talking here about with her wife's cousin, or her cousin's husband.
I'm asking them the direct question.
Okay, I was like, I would answer that if I didn't think it would incriminate myself next week.
But I have no idea.
But
because if it's his wife's cousin, he'll tell you the honest truth.
No, Jonna's awesome.
Very awesome. That's good news.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot, JD.
No, it's fine. What's
No,
funny?
he did. He's lying. He did.
What's funny is
never leave us alone again.
The day we met for this game show, her personality and mine clicked scarily fast as far as what we thought was funny and playing off each other, and it made for a very fun show. So, we have good times.
Very good.
So,
I'll take you guys out to dinner then afterward.
You know what? I just thought about something. I'm going to have to get her to do a TikTok with me. I don't know about what, but we're going to do one. Because she was one of the first to comment when I did that one with Dante.
Right.
She was one of the first to be like, I've watched this 70 times in a row. And she's a celebrity, so I'm going to get her to do one with me.
Nothing beats somebody like that when they have a good personality and they're willing to help.
Oh, yeah.
I did that with a video today, watched it multiple times, but that's just because it was a song, and I was trying to wrap my head around the lyrics.
You what now? I couldn't understand you very well there. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I said I did the same thing with a video today. Watched it multiple times, but that's
Uh-huh.
but it was a music video, a song, and I was trying to wrap my head around the lyrics. So I was literally watching the video, trying to follow the song while reading the lyrics, and my mind just kept melting.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go spray paint these 3 pieces. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
But my comment on the video was like, "I'm not high to understand this." But since you've been writing some songs, and I know you just like wordplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the part that I could follow, it doesn't really rhyme, but it's one of those just flow schemes that you hit in certain parts.
Uh-huh.
So he would say an item, because the whole persona of the character, the song is, it's a salesman.
Uh-huh.
So he's trying to sell you an item, but then he says one item, and then the very next item, the first word of that letter is the last word of the previous item.
Gotcha. Cool.
So it's like cat and plush to plush toy to toy box to box soap to soap, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, of course he's doing it fast paced, but that's just like my mind's melting at this point. Is that Trevor?
Huh?
Is that Trevor?
No, it's Magic Players.
Okay. Sounded like Trevor.
So I'm going to go tomorrow and get some color put on Celestine's sword and Frostfang.
Okay.
Should be exciting and or painful.
Be both. Give me both.
A little both. And then Danny and I are going to do a little early Valentine's tomorrow. Take her out to dinner. Well, there's a chance I'll be here. It's Monday, so
Yeah.
I may or may not be here. Like, I can't guarantee my schedule for Monday, so.
That's all, yeah. You good for Saturday?
As stands, yes.
So usual, JD, yes.
Yeah, like 90% yes.
It is on the docket, but
Correct.
if something were to happen, life, as Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way.
That's right.
I watched a video of him reacting to impressions of him.
Uh-huh.
And it was interesting where he's like, can pinpoint exactly what era Jeff Goldblum they're impersonating based on what they focus on.
That's funny. Have you seen the one where he's doing like a stand-up set or something, and there's a guy that's like a professional impersonator of him was in the crowd, and they both get up there, and there's two Jeff Goldblums on stage.
So,
and Jeff was just like, that's good. He was very impressed, or at least acting impressed.
Right. It's Jeff Goldblum.
He could be seething inside, and we'd never know.
Right. But they started with the Saturday Night Live skits for Celebrity Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
And then moved on to just like people on TikTok and stuff doing. And he was like watching one guy, the guy was doing like all the hand motions and dancing. He's like, oh yes, that's my older era, the current, because I started taking dance and I like to talk with my hand. It's the Jeff Goldblum talk.
Right.
You have to throw random uhs.
Ooh, I'm ready for these shirts to be done. Work on something else.
See, I look at your models, and then I look at mine, and I see all the detail on my Escher games, and at the same time, I'm just like, I just don't want to touch all that.
But it brings them to life, Greg.
It does, but it's more of like I tried to figure out, like, what is this? Like, I don't know if you'd be able to see it.
It's pretty dark and shadowy.
Is that better?
What am I looking at? Her tabard?
No. So you see, she's got her.
The three things down her boot?
Yeah. It's like there's her pants.
Yeah.
But then she's got like something that is not her pants, that is part of her boot. But then she's got the part that's not her boot, that's also not her pants. And then she's got
so like this, because he's got the same thing. Look.
Right.
So yeah, it's basically a soccer shin guard strapped over the boot, or at least locked into it, which is how I've sort of painted it, right? You see, I've got the lighter leather over that darker leather.
Yeah.
And then the pants tucked in.
See, that would make sense to me if it looked like there was straps wrapped around the back of her thigh. But there's not.
No, I know, I get it. I understand. Like, I absolutely understand that. It's sort of like maybe it's part of me that the Yankee in me. Have you ever put on snow boots, like ski boots?
No.
Okay.
I wore riding boots that are normal boots that go over, that work like normal things.
No, so like a ski boot, like these, I consider these like latches that that clip in, like a GW case, right?
Yeah. I get the concept. It just I've never worn anything like that, so it's
right. But
every shin guard, anything I've ever worn wraps around the leg.
Yeah, no, it's also, we've got 38,000 years of fashion evolution. So
yes, because that's what the people in Necromunda care about, fashion.
No, I'm saying the evolution of the boot. They're like motocross boots, see?
Okay.
So
still not something I'm familiar with, but
right, but to me it made sense.
Right.
And that's where we're getting at, is it made sense for me to have that as a separate piece, even if the strap didn't come around the back. Which is funny because on some of them, like the knee pad does have a leather strap that wraps around. Yeah. Even though the knee pad is part of that shin guard. So they are having their cake and eating it too.
I feel like I'm not finished with it, but I feel like I've cheated with my alchemist and just put her in a brown cowboy.
Yeah. I reread my Slop House that I got for free. And literally all it does is it says you get a free slopper. So I guess I should put that on my roster. Like I guess I didn't realize it gave me a free hanger on.
Yeah, you get a free slopper with that. And then when you upgrade it, you get stuff.
Yeah. So I guess I'm going to... Actually, you know what? I should do that here in a second. Let me pull her out and get her glued together.
Your slopper?
Yeah.
So, speaking of something that has anything to do with sloppers or Necromunda, but does connect to GW, how's Blood Bowl looking?
How's what now?
Blood Bowl looking.
What's that?
Gotcha.
Still back burner because other things keep taking my attention, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But not forgotten. So like for now, I'm still fighting with getting all of our streaming stuff up and running.
Right.
Last night I went to actually film our first because I got my cords we've been waiting on in.
Yeah, I remember.
And
Still figure out what happened?
No. Like I would plug it in, and every time I plugged the cord into the camera turned off. So
I didn't know if you and Josh went up today or whatnot.
No. He didn't. He saw it, but I don't guess he responded. He was when I talked to him. I know he's dealing with some stuff with Allie's, like not bad, but like Allie's school is hitting him hard, and he's tired. So
right,
I'm not giving him grief. I know he said next week he's gonna hit back on things hard. So I get everybody needs a slower week every once in a while. Plus, we have, I guess there's like Pokemon and Magic pre-release this weekend or something silly like that.
Mm-hmm.
What? So,
and then My Hero got pushed back to April.
Yeah,
which is fine with me.
Just
more time for me to collect money.
That's right. More time to get ready.
Every time there's a Magic pre-release, it's sad because most of the time the local game stores here, I don't know, are you guys running events?
Oh yeah.
See, we had the one that we used to play at running events here in a while. And you guys are so far away that it's harder for me to go over there for an event or two and play. It's worth it because you guys have a great store. But
go ahead, and if it wasn't, probably too late, get you a hotel room. But it's Mardi Gras season starts Friday, so
right, everything
must go.
Plus the fact that somebody here in the house decided that we're going to do 3,000 foot of fence in the next 2 weeks.
What?
It's a limit to my
Somebody here in the house. It was the dog.
It was one of the. I have 3 dogs, and all of them have their own personalities. My neighbor asked me the other day, and he knew good and well because he can see me talking to him. He's like, "Does your dogs have different personalities and different voices?" And I'm like, "You're darn right they do. I got a Great Dane who sounds like Samuel L. Jackson." It's just it's little things like that are interesting and keep you going. And then you get the neighbors like that I got when we were talking about it in the yard. They're like, "Okay, let the big guys talk. We're going to talk about splitting up this fence." And I'm like, "Well, how much is it going to cost?" Because if you have 2 houses on each side, of course you're going to want to split it with your neighbors. They're going to want new fence too. And all of them always have a different idea of how much stuff costs until you realize, oh, you're going to pay XYZ to have something done. And then they all want to see the invoice that you're not trying to be like a stingy or,
Right.
Well, I know a guy who knows a guy that can get out here on Tuesday.
And I'm like, these guys are reputable. They're good. They've cleared almost 30 acres of mine. And they were always there to do the work. And I'm like, you can't beat somebody like that. And then I say that, and then the guy's like, I can't find people to work. He's like, I can't find people.
Oh, no.
So he's struggling to get the work done. And every time he turns around, there's somebody else asking for more work. And it's crazy. I've never imagined it being that way that there's just such a shortage.
Oh, we got a Silver. Hello, Silver.
Hello.
What's up, homie?
Not much. Turn some lights on. So, hey, go big on me for a second.
That sounds like a proposition.
Oh, he has something to show us. Or
Mm-hmm.
they have something to show us.
Here, let me hide my comment I've had up at this point. If we can put it up later if I need to. There we go.
Okay. So, yeah, there you go.
Whew. It's getting bigger.
Yep.
Is that just leg one?
That's just leg one. There's the start of leg two.
Okay, now explain to us what you've used to make this so far, Silver.
Well, ouch! Why you bite me?
Because it's a Titan.
Let's see. Some cardboard, Coca-Cola bottle tops. On this side, where you can see, there's a big container of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, top lid off of a something, not sure. Another Coca-Cola bottle top.
So you like Coke?
That is a the dispenser spool for our tags at work for the deli. There's a piece of blue styrofoam in there to hold the joint together. Straws right here. That's a straw cardboard piston. Some Mardi Gras beads and some. If you look inside the knee, or upside this one, there is some electrical conduit wire cover.
Okay.
And
Good grief.
these are from work. This is part of the chicken barn to make the feet.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are these? What is this going to be for?
This
The
is
same-
for
I was gonna say the same thing. The one I'm painting on Mondays is for.
yeah.
Can you play it? Is my next question.
In the game that you could only in the game that you could play the one I'm working on Mondays. It's a version of 40K called Apocalypse.
So you can build it out of anything. Now, is there certain
well,
specs?
Silver can build it out of anything.
Now, I guess the question is though, building it this way, that you're building it out of just things, which is really cool.
Right.
I guess the next question is, how is that the same as the one JD's painting and building?
They're not. They're
Okay.
not. Mine's totally customized.
Okay, so
I'm not spending $2,500 on a model that I'm going to turn around and pretty much
Once.
Nurgleize.
nurgleize it. Yeah. It's just
but they both can play the game.
right.
So
I'm still confused right now. How is that?
Okay. So when Apocalypse first came out, the only Titans they had for the game were the Warhound Titan, which is a small scout Titan.
Don't forget,
the
small
Reaver
is a relative. I was gonna say, don't forget, small is a relative term.
Yeah, it's 10 inches tall.
That's what she said.
It's 10 to 12 inches tall. The Reaver, which is like 16 inches tall, but they had stats for the Warlord Titan, and they didn't have a model for it. So everybody and their uncle decided, well, let's build us a warlord. So you started seeing warlord titans popping up all over the internet, homemade. A lot of them were pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, so me, like I said, y'all have all seen my Nurgleized Warhound.
Yeah.
That one took me a year from construction to conversion to painting to do. And it's a pretty nasty looking model.
In all the right ways.
Yes, in all the right ways. So that being said, oh, this
Well, I
one,
think it's really cool that you can do stuff like that. That takes a super talent.
I've been doing this for a long time.
You should be proud of yourself. That's pretty awesome.
It's like it's like Benson was saying, a couple weeks back when most ice leaves showed up at the store. You know, I worked on that for about 2 weeks, just every night for a couple of hours, building it and posting pictures in the Star Wars groups of what I did. And the great craziest thing is one of the buildings was made out of a big gulp cup. Um, made I think maybe made by, I don't know. I think there was like 10 buildings total. There was a landing bay. Um, there was all kinds of buildings.
Mm-hmm. There, I have a puppy.
You have a puppy.
Yep.
What?
Oh,
I put together a puppy because after my next game, I'm gonna buy a puppy.
What the heck are you playing?
Necromunda. The Orlocks get a cyber mastiff.
Oh, wow, they're allowing the other games to have them now.
Yeah, so this poor dog has 3 artificial legs.
Oh wow.
Cyber Mastiff?
Yep. Look at him. Well, hold on. Whoop. Bam.
So he can cross platforms to rip your face off?
Look at that thing.
Ah.
Like, he doesn't even have paws. He has blades. Holy crap.
Who
He's a
wants to
good-
play fetch?
He's a good boy. You know, they say cyber mastiff, but if that isn't a pit bull head, I don't know what is.
I got a gun dog.
it's okay. My gang gets alien cats.
Oh my
Alien
god, where
cat.
are they? I gotta see these things.
Let me go get it real quick.
And whoop.
Hey,
Hello.
I got a hey, you talk about the gun dog. I also got a Robo Doberman.
There you go. See, I could, if I had that, I could have used that as my cyber mastiff.
Yeah. Well, that's from Wild West Exodus, a science fiction Wild West game.
Does it star Kenneth Branagh?
No.
Okay. Good.
Mine my game is I play the lawman. You wouldn't believe it. I play the good guys.
What? That's crazy talk.
Yeah, but I liked Wyatt Earp so much, so I had to have him.
Let's see if I can't.
Yep.
Meow.
What? That looks like a bird.
Like one of those dinosaurs.
Yeah.
No, it's got paws.
Wow.
Poor Will. He's been trying to get on.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's
Read
having
the
another
comment.
issue.
I missed that comment.
Well, yeah, you were outside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was when we were gone for the last 3 hours and just left us abandoned alongside of the internet road.
Dang.
Uh,
Oh, and I missed a Russian bot. That's fun.
I still think it's somebody trying to communicate to you.
It's different people because it's a different name every time. So
Yeah, but
this is, I guess she's supposed to be on this, I guess like a millstone or something.
what?
I got an old Guild Ball model to use as my slopper in Necromunda,
Right.
which is basically a cook.
Uh-huh.
So I got this chick who's got 3 axes because that seems like a good Necromunda cook.
Yeah.
But she's on this weird. I mean, is that a grindstone, millstone? She's standing on.
Gray with like sheens to it, like with like different color, like
What was the game? I mean, what was the
Oh, her name. Yeah, no, never mind. I just answered my own question. Her name is Millstone.
Oh, then that's a millstone.
Yeah, it's a millstone.
Yeah.
That's not a magic card.
that'd be better. Just cut one up and put it around her. She'll like it.
Jeez.
I still think what would be a great video, and if you'd get enough people to do it, to follow the Titan build, and then just do like a Titan build drop, like where you go to hand it over and it just falls out of your hand and smashes into 1,000
Oh
pieces.
God, no!
No, that would hurt JD more than anybody else.
The only reason that I say that this would be any bit funny is after watching how much emotionally attached you got to it after the other night when it turned pink.
Oh my
I could
God!
feel your heart break.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You tried to Slanish up his Titan?
So apparently, after I left, either Saturday or maybe Sunday, there was a birthday party at the adjoining store. Who had a bunch of kids, obviously running around both stores.
Oh goodness.
Well, apparently, one of our lovely customers, Kmart, saw a group of these kids over here playing, "Hey, I'm a streamer." Like they were sitting in my chair and had the headphones on and pretending to be streaming.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I first sat down, like I got told about this, and then I sat down and like half of my tools were on the ground. Nothing seemed to be missing. So, so I wasn't worried. So I just like, oh, kids joyriding, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So then I got this brush. When I was finished with the section of one of these sections.
Yeah.
So I got this brush to seal it. This is my sealing brush. I only ever use this to seal things.
Right.
So I put it in the storm shield and I started painting clear coat all over the section, which then started streaking pink.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I look over in my paint case. There's like red on it.
Ooh.
So I wonder if I'm not blaming them. I don't know, but
Right.
Someone will pay.
But I can see them going, "Ooh, what's this?" And I have a cup of water here, so they could have cleaned it off, but they didn't clean it off well. So, but on the bright side, I have a new brush.
When that happened, and after all the work that went into it, watching that in live time, like just seeing it happen, and just I almost wanted to cry for you because I really, really feel you in that, like the work that you're putting into that.
Yeah, and the other guy watching was like, "I have to click away. I'm going to throw up," or something like that. I was like, "No."
That's how I felt when what happened with Kingpin.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow! I was painting Kingpin's white coat because I wanted to go for the traditional white jacket Kingpin.
Right.
And I was going through and paint stuff like that, and picked up my brush and went to go do dry brushing. But as I dry brushed, I started to notice that his white jacket started to go into a pink hue.
Oh boy!
and what had happened was I hadn't gotten the last remnants of the red out,
Yeah.
and the white seeped into the brush and grabbed a hold of that and just absorbed all the
Yeah.
as colors do.
Yeah.
Dude, so I put the model down, the slopper millstone next to my gang, and even without the millstone she's on, she would crush any one of them. Like she's physically she's like Cara Dune size.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of these poor guys. Like,
well, that's what I mean. So there's an Escher, right?
Right.
There's my Malifaux model that I'm using as my alchemist stand-in.
So she's just taller, but she's thinner.
She's taller and thinner, but I had to put Escher arms on her to get her the weapons.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do you see how small her leg is?
Right.
Can you imagine those tiny arms?
No. But okay, so here's my newest ganger, my grenade launcher guy I got after my last game.
Right.
She's like, "Hi, you're my boyfriend now."
Jeez.
You need to put her on the same style of base.
Are you talking about?
I don't have extra bases. Well, maybe I do.
I wonder what everybody's eating for dinner. If she's the slopper.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have any extra. I might at the house, but I just don't have any extra bases, or I would. But I also, she's not the most important part of the gang. She's just a hanger-on, so she can hang her on back there.
Right.
What do I think about 3D printed minis? Cool. Depends on. It honestly depends on the quality for me. I have actually personally. I'm a Patreon for Trident Miniatures for the Marvel Crisis Protocol game. Get the cool STLs for that. They're on pre-workout, yeah. So I get I got 15 STLs this month from Trident, and they're pretty sculpts. I haven't played with any yet. It's only my second month, and I haven't had any printed yet, but I've got them. I really want that. They got a Thanos that's like the Thanos where he's got his double sword, but he's bracing against the attacks from the three Avengers, and he's like, "Come on!" They got him in that pose, and I really want to get that and paint him. But I don't mind 3D models. Now 3D models, 3D printed minis.
For 3D models?
Yeah. I think there is a point where it's too far as far as certain things, but that's because I'm also a representative of a game store. So yeah, sure, I have these. I'm a Patreon of these alternate sculpts for Marvel Crisis Protocol, but I've also bought them all. So Atomic Mass Games has gotten their money from me. Now I get alternate sculpts. But if I don't give them their money, they can't continue giving me new stuff.
Exactly.
As far as 40K or something like that, if you have a chapter that you want to 3D print all their shoulder pads, cool. But part of me, and it may be an elitist part of me that has done it myself, because I've bought and put together and painted all these 40K models over the last 30 years. I don't want to see a 3D printed army across the table from me. But that's just me, and I don't want to say I'm gatekeeping, but it's just that it's that weird little thing in my brain was because at the same time, if everybody 3D prints their minis and GW goes out of business, we got no more 40K. So,
well, I agree, and like I said, I don't knock GW. I have stuff. I've had it over the years. I've had every army there is except for the Skitarii, which is part of the Adaptus Mechanicus. Them Golden Boys.
You ain't had no Space Wolves.
No, I never had Space Wolves, but I had Space Marines. I had Dark Angels. I had a huge Apocalypse Dark Angel with 10 Land Raiders.
That's for Apocalypse or
Yep.
for Epic, because I can see you having the Land Raiders this big.
No, for Apocalypse, I bought 10 Land Raiders. I even converted one into an Ares, which you don't even see anymore. It had the Demolisher cannon in the front with the what you call it. Basically, you needed a Land Raider and a Vindicator
Yeah.
to build it.
All right.
But,
So not everyone will print, but like I said, I think where we are is a sort of a happy medium, like as far as the world of 3D printing game miniatures, or at least where we are in my neck of the woods.
you know what you know where I see 3D printing as a complement to the game is for like models that they don't make, like the Slaanesh Titans. They don't make any of them. Period. You have to, you got to either scratch build them or like the Subjugator and the Quester. They don't make models for those, but they do have STL files to 3D print them.
So okay, back to Blue Gloves, dude. Absolutely, terrain. Hell yeah, print the like. If you, I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem 3D printing. Like I said, but part of me is a representative of a store, and when I see 3D printed models, that means that's more stuff that the store didn't make. But terrain is so hard to get good terrain from. Like, well, let's just say GW. Like here next week, they have a $280 box set of terrain coming out, and it's going to be a gorgeous box set of terrain. But I guarantee you, in a month, it will no longer be available because they do like these one print runs of their terrain. So, so yeah, terrain. I'm all about some third party terrain, whether it's printed or otherwise. Like I said, I get to pick up tomorrow, Greg, something for Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Because so the 2 times ago when I was at my tattoo artist,
right,
he was telling me about another tattoo artist friend of his that plays Marvel, had a piece of terrain he had bought that he didn't want, hadn't even put it together, it was still in the box, not necessarily new in box, but still in the box.
Right.
So and he wanted like a certain amount for it, which I just happened to have in my pocket because my Christmas bonus had come in. So I handed that over, and I'm picking it up tomorrow. It is a 4-level parking garage for Marvel Crisis Protocol with working lights.
Wow.
Give me 1 second, and I will pull up a picture on my phone so y'all can see it.
Oh, speaking of working lights, the arms for this one will have LED lights in them.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that last week.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get there's a device that you can make the LED lights change as it flickers through. So what I was going to do is the plasma annihilator is going to go from red to orange. It's going to flicker from red to orange to yellow to white through the plasma coils. So I think that's going to be interesting. Oh, I need a miniature.
Oh my gosh.
For me personally, when it comes to 3D printing and stuff like that, I'm fine for like a special captain or doing stuff to scratch build for a tank or whatnot. But when I can look across the table and clearly see that every single Nectron that you have is 3D printed.
Okay.
No.
Let me put this over here. Let me put that right here. Let's see if we can do this so y'all can see it.
Oh, nice.
So it's, whoa. Oh, I was like, what happened? So, oh my God, no, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 stories with a roof.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited, y'all.
That thing's going to be huge.
Giggity.
I like it.
So now I have to like, so is it too much, Greg? You tell me. If the board I build is that plus Big Ben.
No,
That was
I just want to see Crossbones punch up Big Ben.
Right? Oh, Silver, have you not seen Big Ben?
no.
All right. Speaking of 3D printed. So, and the joke is here because Spider-Man is next to it for scale.
Right.
You know, Spider-Man and Ben.
Yeah. Right. I get it. I get the pun. Oh, that's cool.
Spider-Man is next. Look how big Spider-Man is.
Where did you get that?
Our buddy John 3D printed it for me. Well, he 3D printed it for my wife. Because that was her table centerpiece at her first Mardi Gras ball.
Okay.
So, because she had the theme of Peter Pan,
Right.
so he 3D printed that for us. It's in like 5 sections. It's so big. And when I was working on it, I was like, you know, you're never going to do anything with this when we're done. I'm stealing it for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Tired of fighting in New York City. Let's fight in London, baby.
Hey, have you seen the Avengers Tower?
No.
Oh my gosh, that thing is sweet.
There's a file out there for the tower.
Yes, there is.
Oh.
File for the tower. It's on the. It's somewhere on the that group we're in.
Gotcha.
And I saw it, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me! These guys are really getting into it." I mean, you know, for some of the alternate sculpts, and then some of them that they don't have figures for yet, like Rhino and those guys.
Right.
Oh,
I'm still big.
You know, like the alternate. Well, it's not an alternate, but because they don't have him out yet. But they've got a sculpt for Vulture from Homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, now that would be one JD would go for because him doing all of his things, you know, from the MCU.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I'd love to find a sculpt of?
What's that?
I'd love a good. Oh, you know what? I'd love a good Quinjet.
They have one.
So
They actually.
how did I miss his whole arm, dumbass?
No. It's actually a Marvel Crisis Protocol terrain piece. An
Negative.
actual.
Negative.
Is it? I have seen the Quinjet.
That was something that their staff painter, Dallas Kemp,
Yeah.
I believe he put that together. That is not something they sell.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in a lot of pictures, but it is not something they sell.
Okay, I was going to say, wait, because it's in a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, no, that's just one of their cool terrain pieces that they're going to be like, haha, we got it, you know.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's an STL file for it.
What am I doing?
And, you know, I asked that myself a lot.
Like, I went with leather headbands on everybody else, but on this guy, I was like, let's paint it blue. And I was like, no, that's way too much.
Oh, man. What do we got here?
And I'm back. I've been eating some buy one get one pistachio bags over here while I was getting yelled at to go do something.
I want a pistachio bag.
Dude, Publix had them buy one get one the other day. Never have I ever seen that before.
That's awesome.
I should have
Wow.
bought a lot more than 2 bags.
Well, yeah, since you're fitting to have to bring me one.
Well, buy one,
the-
get one. So you just bought 2 bags. Jeez.
I know, but even 2 bags is like $88 when you're talking pistachio prices.
And Publix.
Yeah.
No, thank
Although
you.
shopping there is a pleasure.
I'd
Not
rather-
if you're spending $44 on a bag of pistachios.
Well, close. But they're so much fresher. I'm joking.
They're fresher when you spend more.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
My friend says, as you live up there on 1% hill and you judge us from below.
So you're who we have to eat. Got it.
Gotta climb the hill first, people. Can't do that if you've been busy eating all day.
I don't know. Better do it soon, though. You're fixing to have a fence.
It's coming up. You got one day. I told them they have one day to get it up and one day to get it back down. They had like 8 guys here working on it today.
Why would they be getting it back down? I'm confused.
Well, getting it up or getting it down and then back up, I should say.
Oh, okay.
From the old one.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not in the fencing business or the fencing business, but
Because all 3 neighbors have
Nor
pools
does he
and
think.
I have labs. So my labs like to swim.
oh,
And
So-
all 3, I'd be
so you-
buying all 3 new liners.
so your neighbors had an intervention meeting today. Got it.
Yes, that was really what it was. It's
Got
like
it.
this fence better be back up by the end of the week. I'm like, don't worry, we're getting there.
Now, does this have anything to do with what you all were talking about last week about the guy out there surveying for the walking park?
Yep. We're getting a community center behind the house for a 4-house community. These things get built for. I'm just curious of who decides they get built, but they're putting a walking path behind our house, a neighbor's house, and the other 2 neighbors. And there's a gate on the other side that gets locked at dark. It's been a community center for years, but now they're putting a walking path around it. So I didn't understand what took them so long to do it, but nobody uses the area back there because it's like impossible to get to. So why are they doing it? I don't question government questions. I just know that I'll have a nice place to walk the dogs next week.
Back there.
What's that, Greg?
So they're having to get back to their secret base back there. Keep an eye on you.
Probably. Like
It's-
the new story.
It's probably that base they're building to get ready for that hurricane that hit us in Loki.
Wouldn't doubt it. So what's been going on in everybody else's world other than miniature building and painting?
I spent Sunday arguing with friends.
Yeah, well, that was enjoyable
Yeah.
for everybody else.
You know what I've been doing this week when I haven't had other stuff to do? It's been nice. I've been fishing.
What? I didn't know you liked fishing.
Well,
New Horizons.
I have, yeah. I've been fishing in Animal Crossing New Horizons.
You son of a gun. You are killing me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We should be buddies on Animal Crossing.
I'm lost.
Who did?
We should.
Oh, I thought you said we used to be. I was like, what? Yeah.
We
we'll
should be.
try.
My whole family plays. I had a boy buy 4 freaking copies of that game.
We
when
have
COVID
3.
struck.
Yep,
Yep.
we have 3. Well, we had 2, and then my wife decided that that's what she wanted for Christmas was her own Switch and her own copy of Animal Crossing, which means then I had the family copy, which of course I hadn't touched since I think it had been 18 months since I'd stepped into it or something like that.
Yep.
Oh boy.
But then I got in and she was the resident representative. I couldn't do anything.
You
So
know,
I restarted the island. So now we're working on getting K Slider to come and have a concert.
oh, you're almost done then.
Yeah.
The question that I have then is, what game do you know offhand, other than like the original Mario, that you put as many hours into? Other than like WoW and things like that.
See, I never wowed.
What?
I played it a little, but I literally lost 2 friends for like 4 years to WoW, so I didn't play it. And I had just gotten them into 40K, and they had played like maybe 6 games, and WoW came out, and they sold their armies and like literally disappeared.
Oh geez.
But Lane and Joey. Well, not Joey. Lane and Chris. I don't think you know Chris, Greg. I know you know Lane.
Yeah.
But Joey
I know there's
was
something odd about Lane.
right. But no, I never. So back then I would. You're not wrong. I was installing mailboxes at the time, and I would get done at any time from like noon until 6. Just I didn't work hourly. I worked piecemeal. Like I worked as long as I was done with my job, I was good because I got paid by the mailbox. So I would be done by like 1 at times and be like, Lane, he's like, go on. And I'd go over to his house and I started a character on his stuff and played WoW. I think I got to like level 20. That was about it.
That was my experience with it too. Like, I had a friend of mine who I'd go hang out at his place, and he'd be like, we'd hang out for stuff, and then eventually he was like, all right, well, here's the PlayStation, here's the remote. I'm gonna go WoW.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Brian. Oh, sorry, Greg. I don't. If
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Was there a real question in there?
Your question was, what game have you put a lot of hours into?
Okay, good. Thank you.
And I'd say, I mean, there was some Final Fantasies I put some time into.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into Tactics. I mean, I've put a lot of time into some of the Pokemon games. I want to say
the new one.
The new one I've beaten, like pretty much in all ways you can beat it.
Wait,
well, no, not Arceus. I'm waiting for the 15th to pick up Arceus.
I got that one the other day.
I'm talking about Shining Pearl.
Okay.
But I'm waiting for that. Like, I haven't touched that because they don't have Wonder Trades, and that's a lot of fun. And there's a whole sender for it, but I'm waiting for that to be updated. But I put a lot of time into Ruby or Sapphire, I guess. Omega, the new version.
The newest one. I have that now for about a week, and it is pretty awesome.
Sweet.
I don't want to. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything to ruin the game for you, but the new interactions and how you can do things are a lot nicer. I think it is. If anybody said it's more like Breath of the Wild, like with map wise, they're pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's the part that scares me because, like, I didn't play. Okay, in all fairness, I didn't really play Breath of the Wild.
Okay,
but I didn't like its aesthetic. I have, however, played a little bit of Genshin Impact, which I know is set up like Breath of the Wild, but it's weird. Ooh, that's a good one. See, I've played maybe a few hours of Skyrim, but I played a lot of Fallout. I played a lot of Fallout 4.
Yeah. That, and it's kind of funny though when you start thinking about how many hours you put into games, and it's hard to really get in to sit in. And you always think, "Oh my God, it's so hard to sit down and get something in or wedge a game in," and you're like, "Wow, I really did get to play that a lot." And over here, I'm like, I don't realize how awesome it is to be able to sit here for 4 hours in a night or 3 hours in a night and just be able to shoot the breeze about painting. I don't realize how lucky we are.
Honestly, probably the game technically I've put the most time into it in my life is probably Epic 7.
What is that?
It's a phone game. But when you play 1 to 3 hours a day for 3 years,
I can catch up on you.
I mean, for certainly the good majority of that now has been, just letting it auto and
shh,
sit off while you're doing something else.
Don't give away my so what if I'm running Wyvern as we're talking?
Well, I played Spartan Wars on the telephone, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for about 6 months.
You win. You win.
What's a Spartan Wars?
It was a Spartan style MMO.
So it had no bells and whistles?
No, you just built up your city and built your Spartans and went and battled other players.
What are those games?
Yeah.
That sounds hideous. Sounds like that Final Fantasy game I tried to play.
Can you all hear me chewing pistachios? I just want to make sure if I'm not.
No, you're good.
Yes, but no.
No, you can't hear that?
I said yes, but no.
So let's see. Looking at my Steam library at the moment, I have 198 hours in Fallout 4.
Uh-huh.
And this is the one that's going to scare me. 1,000 hours in XCOM 2.
Ooh, dude, I forgot about XCOM 2. Or even the first XCOM. If I had a system that could run it well, I would probably be like, hey guys, I can't pay tonight. I want to play XCOM.
Jeez.
Yeah, so when XCOM 2 first came out, Fairfax got in touch. Let's just say, let me go back even further. XCOM, the remake of XCOM 1 came out, not the original XCOM.
Right.
But the remake that Fairfax made came out, and eventually the modding community came out with something that was called Long War. And it basically, they went in and used the game of XCOM as basically just a shell and remade a whole nother game to the point that the creators of XCOM said their game was a demo for Long War.
Okay.
So when XCOM 2 came out, one of the selling points was that day one, the mod tools and the developer tools would be available for modders. And that they had hired the developers of Long War to make Long War 2 alongside the developers who made XCOM 2. So day one, the Long War 2 mod released with the original game.
Okay.
And so even to this day, like it's been almost 7 years now since XCOM 2 came out. There are YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff like that who will still just run modded XCOM 2 games. Like I'm currently doing a playthrough that has almost 380 mods installed on it.
Good grief.
But it's like revamping how the missions work, revamping how the classes work, adding new classes, adding new aliens, adding in just making whole new game. And that's the reason why I can almost have 1,000 hours of XCOM 2 is because I can go and uninstall these mods and then go download a whole other mod set and have there's a platform there's a suite of mods that can make it Star Wars.
Cool.
Replaces all of the aliens with Empire. XCOM becomes the Rebels. Your psionics become Jedi. The Sith are there. It's however you want to run it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then they also do people will rip voice packs from different video games that are on computer because that's what you can do. So like if like you can get download a Ripley sound pack. You can download Tifa from Final Fantasy voice pack for and have her as a voice for one of your characters.
Very cool.
So, now it just needs something like that for 40K.
Well, why don't they mod XCOM to be 40K? Do it.
I think you can get filters. Someone made a Doom guy mod.
A what?
Doom guy from Doom.
Oh, okay.
And was able to port over some of his animations and stuff like that. So whenever he goes to get a kill, he'll do one of his finishing moves from the video game.
Gotcha.
Because modders be whack like that, yo.
Ouch. That was painful.
It was. It hurt me.
Crazy.
Yes, Smeagol?
Nothing.
It sounded like you said Gollum in the middle of that twice. Not gonna lie.
Precious.
No, that'd be Adam.
Much different.
This is just the goodest dog.
Just the goodest, huh?
Uh-huh. Trying to decide what color we're going to make this puppy. Alrighty. What's the next step?
So, any new shows or commercials coming out, JD?
No. Although the guy I did the work for, he was telling me the other day that apparently it's on every morning during the NBC 15's news. Like if you're watching the news in the NBC 15, that commercial comes on every morning.
Nice.
I'm like, sweet. So of course, last night I turned it to NBC just because I want to see it on TV one time, right? So I can be like, yeah, I saw it. But it was the Olympics, and I don't think it's an Olympic commercial. So
we were talking about that the other day, and it was my response was, because I saw an article where they were talking about like the viewership for the Olympics was like at its lowest, and why weren't Americans watching it? And my response to it was the Olympics started.
right, exactly.
I mean, I still don't have cable or anything to watch it, but I, would at least like to know that it started.
Yeah, the only reason I know, because I knew it was coming up. Like, I knew it was on its way.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I know it started is because my new stepmom or whatever, I don't know, it's weird to say.
Right.
It's and it'd be weird for her to hear, too. She'd be like, I don't like it. Because she's hilarious. She made a Facebook post about, so do we actually get a real torch or something like that? I guess there was something odd about the torch.
Well,
So
how I knew it started was a post about the running of the torch. It's like, I would have loved to have seen that. I wish I would have known it was there. But one of the runners for the torch was Jackie Chan.
Oh, nice.
And it's like I want to watch. The running report is always something I like to watch. I mean, not necessarily. Apparently, the most viewed sport was curling, men's curling,
Yeah.
Men's what?
men's curling.
Oh,
Which, if you look at the picture of the caption for it that I saw, the meme for it was the men's curling team looks like a bunch of dads who just got together to get away from their wives.
Oh yeah, that's the meme every year because it literally is just us.
Right.
That is me. I would do that. I would literally learn. I would rub balls against the ice to get away.
I don't think you use balls, so that would be uncomfortable.
Okay, whatever the thing is that they use that they push down the ice,
Yeah.
that's what I would use. But I
it's
would
a
do that to
disc.
I would use that to get out of the house.
And yet you didn't show up Saturday. Okay.
I live with 3 women. Two of the women were gone though this weekend. So, and I love women, but dear God, it's like bears.
No, that's absolutely something completely different.
Oh, that's a lot different, but fun. Hey, I'm a grizzly.
You're not big enough to be a bear.
Dude, I'm like 265 pounds.
Wait
6
minute,
foot
how
one.
much you
What's
said
that?
265?
Yeah.
I used to be 400.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big old person.
I comfortably sit around 350.
Around what?
350.
Okay. Well, then you're definitely a bear. Hey.
But well, he's missing one important, aspect of that. But well, I'm
Long
assuming.
story short, you guys are all my bears, my homies.
No, that's not what that means.
Okay.
Felix, that's paint, you goofball. Get out of the paint.
This conversation's starting to go in places.
Come here.
I started eating these pistachios. I talked to Samson. I'm having a good night.
Yeah, I was ready for my close up, Mr. JD.
What? Oh,
The cat.
Good night, everybody.
I had no idea. Like, I'm literally sitting here trying to paint fingers, and Silver says that. I'm like, what on God's green earth is happening? So I looked up, and then there's just kitty paw.
Yeah, Felix made his film debut Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he climbed up on the table while I'm trying to build a leg. Yeah.
Okay. So for a second, I thought Throwspar was being mean, and then I got the joke he was saying. I was like, "Dang, man, that's cold blood." Oh, I get it.
I get it. I mean, it's still cold blooded, but
Damn you, Loch Ness monster. Anyway. All right. Yep.
Yeah, I love you too, Felix. Go play. Go play. Go find something to do.
he did. It was annoying you. Like, that's what he done to do.
Yeah, I know. He licks my nose.
One of the streamers that I watch, she has a separate camera that hangs over the cat bed,
Right.
and the cat bed is up in like a nice warm spot.
Uh-huh.
And he calls it the cat cam. So whenever the cat would jump up in there to curl up to sleep in the warm spot, he'll just turn the cat cam on. So while he's streaming, playing video games, and like a tiny little box off to the left is the cat cam.
Oh gosh.
And then he's like, "Yeah, I know why y'all are here. Y'all are waiting for the cat cam. Y'all aren't here for me." Like, I know my audience.
To be like, as long as you know.
Yeah. No, Ko's a great streamer because he makes it very clear that it's like, I am streaming from home. At the moment, I don't have an office. I am in the upstairs room where the family's downstairs, but every once in a while, and then you'll hear screaming down the hallway a 3-year-old just screaming. He's like, and there's my eldest. Like, he just doesn't try to hide the fact that, you will be able to hear
Right.
screaming, something falls. I should
No.
probably go check that. I'll be back.
I love and hate fingerless gloves. They look cool, but they're a pain to paint.
Have you? I forgot which group it is, but they did. There's a YouTube series where Professor X fires the X-Men, and he does Gambit. And one of his things he talked about with Gambit, he was talking about like, and what's with the fingerless gloves? Choose one, gloveless or wear your actual gloves. Don't go half and half. You even have some that are full, like 4 of your fingers are gloved, but one's not. Why?
One island and then like 5 lots of movies. Not 5. Like 500 boxes that are off color. It's still yeah.
So we all know that who the boss is at my house, right?
The cats.
The dogs or my wives or the girls. So
Hold up. Wives?
yeah, I have 4 of them, right?
I did not.
Oh yeah, that's part of what I do. Anyway,
Things starting to fall in place now.
so anyway,
Sure you don't live in Utah?
No. I mean by wives, I mean my wife, and then my 2 mini wives who think that they're also in charge. So when I say this, I mean this in the terms. So they came home from church. They came in and they were doing something. The other ones got cleaned up, got ready. They went to bed. The mini bosses went to bed, said goodnight to them, tucked them in, got everybody ready to go. And the boss goes to me, "What time are you coming in?" I'm like, this goes till 9 o'clock, right? And she goes, "Oh, I didn't know if it changed tonight."
Excuse me. I like laugh coughed.
How do you answer that question? What is my answer to that? Is it, oh crap, she's just asking me if it's ending earlier because she wants it to end earlier,
Right.
or you just play into it and go like, okay, well, I'll see you later.
Here's what you do if you got huevos.
I did what I did, and I'll explain that to you.
You look her dead in the eyes and say, "I'll have JD message you if it's gonna end early," and just walk out.
No. You know what I said? Because she let the dogs out, and all the fences down, so she let them out initially to let them run, just to get me out of the garage to see if I'd come out to curl them, because we have code words for the dogs that they listen to me for.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is say stinky cheese, and these things come running like it's their job. So I yell stinky cheese. They all come running back at me. That's when she asked me what time I was staying out till, and I'm like, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock exactly. I'll be in after 9 o'clock, and she goes, "Oh, okay." So needless to say, I might make it to the garage to sleep tonight, but it does have heat and its own TV and a bathroom, so I don't care. And a couch. And a bag of pistachios. I am out of adult beverages, so that might be a harder task. They are in the inside house.
You know what? You cut all the laugh of luxury going on.
Oh, I live the damn dream, Silver.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Where is it?
I could have sworn there was I could have sworn that leg landed in my coat.
Context. What?
Things to stay out of context for 500, Alex.
Oh, there we go. I found it. No, I earlier I cut the legs off of a vampire chick to so I could mount
That
her
did not
on a
help you.
spider.
Did not help in your case.
Do what?
It wasn't a real thing that you cut the legs off of. Let's be specific here. You didn't think it was a vampire like a person. You cut the legs off.
So yeah, it's this vampire chick that's in this little mini dress, and she's holding out a skull in front of her, and then I have this really cool spider that I'm gonna mount her on to make a spider queen. No, I am not chopping up people on JD stream.
Yay! I appreciate that.
We did that at work tonight.
Awkward.
Oh. Yeah. I got your feelings. Mm-hmm.
So JD on Twitch right now, how many people are watching?
No idea.
Oh, you can't tell how many people watch on each thing?
Not on each. Right now, currently, the little thing in the top left tells me I have 3 people are watching currently. That may just be Facebook. That may be all platforms. I honestly have no idea. I will get a summary from Twitch at the end. It's funny. I'll have like, you had 7 viewers, but your average view time was like 30 seconds, or something like that. So,
yeah.
What sounds like those guys?
Well, you get analytics. Let's see, like in the last 28 days, I've had 219 views. I had 11 subscribers and watch time 20.4 hours.
cool.
That's really good.
That's for your YouTube, though?
Yeah, that's for my YouTube. I'm at 55 subscribers right now. My last stream, which was Sunday, had 39 views. Let's see. No, go back. It had 39 views, and the average watch time was 8.8 hours.
Wow.
Well,
how long was the stream?
5 hours long. Get down, Felix.
So, and the average time was 8.8 hours on a 5-hour show?
Well, that's that's what it says. Average watch time hours 8.8.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that means it was 8.8 hours total watch.
Right.
Not everybody's going to sit there and watch the full stream. Now I had 3 people with me the whole entire time.
Cool.
Just chit-chatting and shooting the shoot.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't gotten up to where, I got, like 30, 40 people watching yet, but that's okay. I'll get there.
Yeah. Just take your time.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to. In fact, what was it? Oh shoot. I don't think he has on YouTube, but I know he's following me on Instagram. Bill Making Stuff. Have you guys ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
He's a big time YouTuber from over across the Great Pond. But he started following me on Instagram the other day. So,
Sweet.
yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go take care of some business.
All right.
Phoenix, do not paint my miniatures while I'm gone.
So, final round.
Yeah, who knows?
What game are they playing?
EDH.
So there's like 3 people playing.
No, there's 3 or 4 pods of 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Final round. Prepare to fight.
I always wondered how anybody could stay up at all playing during the week, like a tournament.
Dude, that is an $88 bag of pistachios. That is the biggest bag of damn pistachios I've seen. Thing's huge.
Thing's massive. I've literally been eating pistachios since I've been talking again.
I know. I want some stupid pistachios now. Luckily, I have to go by the gas station on my way home.
Now you're paying $88 for a bag of pistachios. You can get 3 pistachios.
I know.
I forget how good things are because I don't go that high dollar route. I normally stick to the cheaper shelves. And when you get a buy one get one, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm going to venture out to this." Oh boy,
I'm gonna splurge today.
I know. I tasted the good life today. I guess that's the question: is if you could have one last food before you kick the bucket, what would it be?
Steak.
What's that poison fish that if you
A blowfish?
yeah.
Just to do it?
Yeah, I mean if I'm gonna die anyway.
If I'm going to die anyways, I'm just going to enjoy what I'm eating. Yeah, fugu. There you go.
Admirable choices, fellas. Really could have gone each way with that.
You going to eat pistachios?
I don't know. Between that and like a really good Buffalo Wild Wing,
Just
like
one.
a really good Wild Wing platter. You know, like a totally dripping in Super Bowl glory.
No. You just said a Buffalo Wild Wing, just one wing.
Oh yeah, one wing. I could go out with that, but it's got to be that perfect dripping in just the right amount of sauce where you eat it and you need 2 napkins to wipe your face off.
All right, so I obviously need to take you to where I grew. Well, you're from Philly, aren't you?
Yep. Oh, my big boy came in to check on me. My dog.
Yeah.
He's checking to make sure.
About
So, no, Brian, now's the perfect chance to say it. Say it.
That's what she said?
No. I will have JD let you know. Just kidding.
I'll have JD let you know when it's time for me to go. That's what I'm supposed to say. We were talking earlier about how when everybody came home, it's normally time for me to go. And they all go, well, when you come back in, you just tell her, you just put your foot down and you tell her it's when JD tells me it's time to go. And I'm like, she's here now. She is literally looking at me with this answer. You'll be lucky if I ever come back again.
Brian's gonna be sleeping in the garage tonight.
Sleeping in the garage, yes.
His
But
garage
honestly,
sounds better than my bedroom.
but it's really not that slumming it. So like I might turn the heat on to 80 and sweat.
Is that the Dane mix behind you, Brian?
What's that? Yeah.
I just see like
Let me see if I can get him on the camera. Come here, Tough. Come here. Come here. Come here, bub. Tuffy.
Meow,
I want to see. Look, I want to see this face.
Look. Come here, bub. Come on.
Oh,
Come on. He's normally kind of does his own thing.
I will
I'll
warn
gather
you.
him.
I will warn you. If something else comes up from behind that counter, I'm going to be very upset.
Nothing else will.
Awkward.
No, nothing else.
Awkward.
Oh my God! Other than my wife's hands, there you go. They'll be above the waist.
PG-13. PG-13.
PG-13. PG-13. We got to keep it that way.
Hey, Tuffy.
I'm trying to get him up, but he's eating all the shells from my pistachios.
Come here, Bubby.
Yes.
Here, Bubby. Here.
Here, come on, Bobby. Come
Oh, he's like.
I'm trying to get him in the shot here, but
Do you want to
Tough.
Maybe give him a treat.
This is the best part of a paint stream.
Great.
Puppies and kittens.
come on. Come here we go. We're getting some face.
Look at that face.
With one ear folded over.
That's a pretty
Come on, bud.
face. That's a pretty puppy.
And he's just all jet black, but he's a beast.
That's a pretty puppy.
But yeah, I think my wife figured that she'd come out here and make sure that this is what I'm doing and not just watching fans only.
No, I'm coming out here because Tuff wanted to come out. And he was at the door, pawing at the door. I thought he had to poop.
Now she's saying it was the dog that decided to come out.
No, he came this way, and I was like,
Sure he did.
okay.
We can hear.
Gotcha.
He'd much rather come out here and hang out with me.
No, I think he does. I'm
Then-
gonna go back inside. He can stay out here.
Okay. He'd much rather hang out with me than go in there in a nice warm bed and lay around with you guys.
Tuffy, you want to go to bed?
Yep, go to bed. Go get mommy.
You want to go to bed? He doesn't want to. He wants
Okay.
to be with you. That's what he wants.
All right.
Bye, Brian's wife.
See, exactly. Now I got this guy in the background hogging all the attention,
Perfect.
trying to eat my pistachios. I can't afford dog food and pistachios and a new fence. Come on now.
Yeah, that
It's
is
going-
asking a lot. That's asking a lot. Those three. Yeah.
Then this
That's
dog
right.
comes walking out here trying to get dog food. No, they eat like fat kids on a cupcake. You act like they never get anything, but they get 3 full cups of food a day, which is a half cup more than dogs are supposed to get.
Yeah.
And they live the dang dream. They got a pond in their backyard. Yeah, you heard me. You got a pond. And yet you still act like you have nothing. And these are my babies, other than my other two.
Right.
My girl kids actually they take care of themselves.
First stage prime, ran out of primer. I'll add more Greeblies as I go, but worried about too much weight. 20 inches.
What?
Let's hope it's enough. Hashtag Leanne Silver 9, hashtag Andy Mecca, hashtag Terrain by Aaron.
Add hashtag that's what she said. I hope it,
Hashtag what the heck just happened?
Oh, I got a update on the Go Big or Go Home Mech Challenge. Scratch my junk.
I'm sorry. What?
That's the name of the channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just lost control. That is literally what's happened tonight. No idea. Cats and dogs. Literally cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Oh my god. Oh.
So if somebody's gonna pull out a Twinkie, I'm gonna just end it right now. The stream, not anything drastic. Calm down.
wait, what kind of Twinkie are you speaking of? Because I can go get some.
Okay, first of all, what do you mean? What kind of Twinkie?
There's kinds of Twinkies.
the world has all sorts of kind of Twinkies.
Are we talking Twinkies? Are we talking metaphoric Twinkies? Are we talking Twinkies that
I can't breathe.
some people have, don't have? I mean, there's all sorts of things.
Oh, My God.
So they have you ever heard of the beer Dragon's Breath?
No.
Yes, thank you, Throwspar. No, I remember an energy drink I used to sell called Dragon Spit, which was the shiz, but nothing Dragon Spar.
Did it give you the shiz?
No,
For
it
shizzy?
almost killed me one time though.
What, dragon spit?
Yeah, mainly because I drank 3 of them in like a 2.5 hour span.
Oh, I've done that before. Not with that, but
So seeing colors was, or seeing sounds was for the first time was really cool.
You want to hear a really good story?
Sure.
You ready?
Yep.
are you going to tell
So when I was still in the Navy, I had a night where we went out and I had 9 Jaeger Bulls and Jaeger bombs. 9.
Oof.
And it was about 9:30 at night, and we were ready to go home already. So that gives you a time frame. So you got off at 4, and by 9:30, I already had that in me. I came back to the base, and they had an all hands. And then the next morning, we didn't really sleep, and they had PT. I've never seen so many colors when I was running before in my entire life. It looked like Aurora Borealis and across the sky with all the different northern lights shooting across. I never ever imagined that. I thought I was dying from a heart attack from drinking so much Red Bull.
see,
Jeez.
my experience with that was college. We were at the gaming club, and they had the Red Bull representative on campus giving out free samples and stuff like that. So they were getting ready to pack up, and they were just so happened to be on the hallway that we were on, and they peeked in and asked if we wanted any Red Bull because they were giving it away for free. It's like we don't want to carry all this back. So we said sure, and they gave us like 10. I didn't call them cases, but I know that's not the word.
Flats.
10 flats of Red Bull.
Wow.
So I didn't have as many as you did, nor mixed with alcohol, but I had 5 Red Bulls in 2 hours.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
That'll get your heart pumping.
So we were playing AVP Gold at the time, and apparently the only thing people were saying that I was doing was I had picked a alien runner, found the nearest light in the game, and just kept running around the light. Because that's the only thing I could think about doing at that time.
Jeez.
That Red Bull will get you. I'll tell you, it's sneaky.
Oh yeah.
It gives you wings, all right.
Well, so the Dragon Spit was it was for a drink called Killer Buzz was the name of the drink, and it was who was I working for? It was Budweiser's answer to Red Bull,
Right.
and or at least the distributor here in town. And that Dragon's Breath came in, and it was an orange flavored energy drink, and I loved it. And sure enough, I started my day. I had one after my first stop, had one after my second, because we got a free flat to try it out and give away demos. Yeah, I don't think many got gave away, but yeah, after my 4th stop, I remember I was driving not an 18-wheeler because it was those side bay trucks, but driving a big truck. I was talking on the phone and texting and singing along with the radio and driving and delivering beer and literally could do it all without missing a beat. It was crazy.
So you were like that movie, what's that, with Bradley Cooper, where he's
Limitless.
Limitless, yeah.
It was either Limitless or it was I was
sitting in a parking spot somewhere thinking you are.
Or no. Or I was the squirrel from Over the Hedge when he has the Red Bull. And the entire world slowed down. And I was just like, oh, this is easy.
I was about to say, it sounded like you had like the 10th cup of coffee from Futurama?
I haven't. No.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine watching pulling up?
It's a scene in which the main character, Fry, is just keep drinking coffee. And as the scene goes on, you just see him constantly like jittering and can't do anything. And it's just constant stuff like that. and then a fire breaks out, and he has a 10th cup of coffee, and then all of a sudden, all of his jitters stop, everything slows down, and he basically has a Quicksilver scene where he
Yes.
can just move about and rescue everybody because he's moving it so fast.
Yes. That is apt.
Yeah,
Could you imagine though that if you pulled up alongside of JD's truck and he's parked, sitting in the parking lot, thinking that he's going through all these motions, and he's talking into like a roll of toilet
he's
roll of
talking to a
toilet
go
paper.
cup.
I'm talking to
into an
the
empty solo cup,
I'm talking to the fourth can of Killer Buzz.
talking back, and it's talking to him, and he's sitting there, and they're like, people are just lined up watching this guy, and he's taking the steering wheel like he's actually driving and jerking it side to side.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what? I'd have to have gone up to the window and said, dude, I want it. Whatever you're on, I want some.
Well, I had free samples that day, so I could have.
He's jumping up and down, and he's jumping up and down in the seat, pretending it's hitting bumps and stuff like that. Talking over the loudspeaker and telling everybody, "Look out, here I come!" Big rig butters.
Well, I'll tell you what, the worst drink I've ever done was a mind eraser.
Well, it didn't do its job then.
Well,
Yeah, if you
I
if
tell
you
you
can
what,
remember it.
it did that night. So you take whatever type of alcohol you want. Clear is the best. Put it in a shot glass. Get you a straw. Stick the straw up your nose and snort.
Good God, no! PG-13.
that's a bad idea.
Yep. Well, I was drunk when I did it. Yep. And I did it with straight vodka.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was.
Silver, I knew there was something wrong with you.
Huh?
Said I knew there was something wrong with you. Now I know.
No wonder they call it a mind eraser. Oh my Lord. You kids nowadays.
Mm. Yeah, well, I did that, and I said, nope, never again.
See, and then people wonder why kids ate Tide Pods. When you hear stories like that,
Dang boomers got us all screwed up.
Yeah.
well, no, it's just one of those like, no, it's not the newest generation that does dumb stuff. Every generation has done dumb stuff.
That's right.
But our dumb stuff is even dumber, right?
No, but our dumb stuff wasn't plastered on the internet.
Right.
So there's no proof.
And we know better by this age that we don't do dumb stuff anymore that can get on the internet.
That's right.
What are you
Yet
talking
here we
about?
are talking.
Yeah, we're talking about the dumb stuff we did and we're on the internet.
Correction, y'all are talking about the dumb stuff. I did that as a full-fledged adult, so I'm just saying.
Oh, I was a full-fledged adult too. I was in my 30s.
All right, so we can't blame that one on kids.
Nope.
Nope. Blame it on my workmates.
No,
I'd rather blame it on the. Oh wait, I can't do that. Dang it! Stupid getting in the way of my singing. I was going Milli Vanilli.
Go chasing.
don't go making phone calls.
Yes.
We stick to the numbers that you're used to.
Close.
No?
Ooh, throw spar. No, thank you. Although a hand grenade's not bad. You know what's good is that have you ever been to McGuire's? That Irish car bomb. God, that thing will kill you.
You know, when you guys come over here for Comic-Con, we should go to McGuire's and meet up. If we can get a table, I can see what I can pull some strings. I mean, get us in there. It's going to be busy.
It is because I'll find out what time I get done on Friday night. I have to find out if I'm going to be at the convention, which makes it easy to walk there because it's literally like a half a block away from the center.
Nah, you just yell for me. I'll pick you up in my Lambo.
But last year I had to do it downtown at like one of the museums, like the little was it the Civil Rights Museum? It was a gorgeous little just artistic little room basically.
I know which one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have to find out where we're hosting it because if I don't have to park, if I can park downtown, I'd much rather because I still have the app that I had to use last year, like the
that's where my wife's office is.
The Pensacola Pass or whatever. Pensacola parking. Oh, hold on. And you don't have to have money on you to park. It's great.
Now we have like a bajillion scooters everywhere, so don't get yourself hurt.
Yeah, Park Pensacola.
See, if I were to
look at this,
the only restaurant that I care about stopping by in Pensacola is Jerry's. It is a small.
Jerry's, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
They sell shawarma?
Maybe. It's been a while since I've been there. But I can remember my dad taking me there as a kid, and they had Double Dragon out front. So while we were waiting for his friends to show up,
oh goodness,
roll of quarters, and I'd sit there and play Double Dragon.
That is a heck of a game, though.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's the next question. What is the best stand-up arcade game you've ever played?
Dude, I am a classics kind of guy. I will play Galaga for hours.
See, that's a toss-up for me. Because there's three that I put within the same category, and that's the big X-Men side-scrolling beat 'em up, the Alien versus Predator one, and then Carnival.
Oh my God! Speaking of something evil, so Grayson got the PlayStation Now or whatever, the one that gives you access to like hundreds of older games.
Yeah.
That was what he wanted. One of the things he wanted for Christmas. And we were going through it, and I was like, oh my, and Savannah was the one playing. And I was like, Savannah, load that game right there and start playing it. And did you ever play Medieval?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Medieval's on there with Fortescue. And Savannah was like, this is amazing. Because everything's that creepy, cute thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was great.
Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct today, and they announced like a bunch of remasters and reports and like games that never, like a game that never left Japan is coming to finally coming to America on the Switch.
Cool.
It's an RPG, but it's like an 8-bit RPG game that we never got to play. So a lot of I'm sitting there going, then I'd be willing to go back and give that a try.
Check out Throwspar's comment. He'll knock over kids to get to Dungeons or
Little
Dragon.
Gauntlet.
But I don't know if JD can recalls to this, but I can remember standing in line for like Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, put your token on the stand to mark that you got next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when Mortal Kombat, what was it, the second one, Mortal Kombat 2, or was it Mortal Kombat 3 came out? They got it at Walmart there in Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we were all there. Man, there must have been 25 kids and adults standing there just watching this one kid, him going through it, and everybody was, doing their thing. But yeah, I remember standing in line for those.
So I want, I follow Ed Boon on Twitter, one of the guys who created Mortal Kombat. And he was talking about skin packs that they had considered for the Mortal Kombat 11, but ended up going in a different direction or couldn't get it how they wanted it. But one of them was the live action actors for the original Mortal Kombat game getting the skins for them for the update, like for their characters in the newest game, harkening back to the very first game. So not just like their costumes, but like making it look like that actual person.
Cool.
Because like going back and actually watching how they did Mortal Kombat in terms of animation and everything like that, because they used real actors for it. So to hear Ed Boon telling this stunt double who's dressed up as Scorpion, it's like, all right, I want you to perform this move, and the guy's like, but that move doesn't exist. I know. You're going to have to come up with it.
Does he say, "Get over here"?
That was actually the move. The throwing the spear. It's like, all right, you don't have a spear, but you have to act like you're throwing a spear, pulling a spear, and then uppercutting somebody.
Yeah, I remember when I figured out how to do the fatalities for the first one.
And then came the 90s where Mortal Kombat's too dangerous for our children.
To be fair, look at the world now. It's all Mortal Kombat's fault.
Yeah, well, sure. Nothing else in the world caused that.
Nope.
No,
just
you know what
Mortal
I
Kombat.
blame every time it happens? You know what I say? Every time somebody has something bad to say, or it's like, oh, look at this next generation, or look at what's going on in the world. I'm like, thank the boomers because they created us.
Yeah.
Sorry, Silver.
I don't think Silver's quite boomer.
No.
They're older Gen X, let's say like me, but
I'm probably the next stage up.
no, you're what, 52?
I'll be 53 in March.
Okay, then you're not a boomer.
No, you're Gen X like I am. I'm the tail end of Gen X.
Yeah.
Literally, I think there's 2 more years after me of Gen X, and then like 80 started millennials.
Yeah.
I am a solid millennial.
How old are you, Brian?
I've come to
39.
terms that I'm a millennial.
As he chews on his avocado toast and the other chews his pistachios.
Thanks. And of course, I still hear it's like millennials tend to do that. Like, look, guys, if you're going to keep using that term, realize that millennials are like in our late 30s now.
Right. Throw spar, you're not wrong.
Right.
But here, PG-13 doesn't exist, so it's either PG or R, and it's not R, so go.
Right.
All right, kids, we can't let you play Mortal Kombat, but here, watch Predator.
Yep. All right, that
Get to
might
the
be-
chopper.
Hey, Brian. I think I've made Greg watch it. Have you ever seen the redub version of Predator?
No, but I can watch it tomorrow.
No, it's like 5 minutes. It's done by the guys that I think morphed. They ended up becoming the bad lip reading guys
Oh my god.
because some of the voices you can tell are the same. Just when you're done tonight,
I will.
go look up Predator redub, and then if you liked it, then did you like the original 1980 whatever Dune movie with Kyle MacLachlan?
I've never seen it.
Okay, then there's no point in going to watch the Dune redub, but it's also hilarious if you like that movie.
I was born
yeah.
in '82, so I was only like 6 when those things came out.
Wow.
I was born in the summer of '80. When I will fight anybody that calls me a millennial.
You missed Star Wars.
What? When were you born, Brian?
82.
Huh. I thought I was older than you. Oh, well.
No, I just act really, 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 really old.
No, I was born in '86.
Oh,
So Greg's the baby.
you are the baby.
Yeah, sure.
Baby
Normally-
bitty.
See, I like it because normally I'm the old man, but then we have Silver. They take on our eldest spot.
Yeah.
You know who we need?
They say listen to your elders. Then I bet Silver.
Wait a minute. Well,
And Silver's over here going, "Let's do a mind eraser."
Look, if your milk's bleached with vodka, it's fine.
Ooh, this dude's
Oh.
fixing to be whitey white.
oh, so what was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I did my stream, right?
Mhm.
I guess.
So I was doing part of the we did a Star Wars challenge. This little group that I'm in, and it was basically create a Star Wars ish style vehicle or diorama or so forth and so forth, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so some other ones that they did were pretty freaking cool, They made speeder bikes, some pod racers. One guy did a junk skiff. It was really cool. So I did I did a speeder, right? Title of the Star Wars Challenge. Description: I have no earthly idea, but I have a screwdriver.
Okay.
Was
So
it
yeah,
orange juice and vodka?
well, it was the Smirnoff Ice screwdriver. Yeah. So I got it sitting on the table and everything, and I'm like, well, tonight we're gonna do this Star Wars challenge build off. I know I'm gonna lose hands down, but I have my screwdriver. Glug glug.
Okay.
I get it because the screwdriver was the drink with the bill.
Right.
Come on, that was a good one.
Third bar. I was born in the summer of '80, and I will play what it says I'm a millennial.
Yeah, that's Brian said that, and then you were like, "When were you born?"
Yeah. But this is what I made.
Oh, cool.
Tonight? You did that while we were talking?
No, not tonight.
I was like, because I could barely find my computer screen.
No,
I
this
literally got the dog dropped off in my lap tonight because I knew that I screwed up earlier when I didn't go in.
but
That's
yeah,
what
so-
happened. I'm literally in the doghouse. The dog's out here. I guarantee you the door's locked.
Uh-oh. But yeah, it's got a piece of asphalt on there. It's got modeling compound,
Modeling chocolate.
Geek Gaming Scenics base ready. Base ready basing material, some of my homemade flock, and these things right here, the weeds, are made out of a paintbrush.
Cool.
And
All right.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
I just realized it's 9:01, guys.
Oh,
What happens when you're having fun?
I know, right? All right.
We do have fun, guys.
We do. All right. So we'll big and eyes. Bam. Brian, what'd you work on?
I
tonight?
did this.
And
I put some
pistachios.
paint on this. And I've been painting this now for about 3 weeks.
Sweet.
And I'm not making any fast progress. But
All right. I'll race you that versus the Titan.
I will, if you put it in racing terms, then I'm going to beat you.
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
because I know you're by guideline terms of having to stick to the Monday nights with that guy.
Right.
So I wouldn't do that to you. But your Titan looks good.
Thank you. Thank you. Except for the red shin.
Yeah, that Titan is looking really good.
I appreciate it. All right. Silver. Spam. What'd you get done tonight?
I got my biker chick done.
All righty.
No movie quote for them?
Zombies!
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, Greg.
Uh,
Ooh, hold on. You know what? Hold on.
holding.
Stay still. Yeah, you don't want to move too fast.
I did this to be Ryan. I got to do it to you too.
Oh, uh-oh.
New name? Greg.
Greg.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, I just kind of put some more color on my Escher gang. You know, as I said earlier, they've got so much different things on them that I just don't know what to do with half of it. So I'm just kind of winging it as I go.
Absolutely.
But finished painting my clan alchemist and gave her cyborg
low.
leg.
There we go.
But since I actually brought him out here to show, I threw on some color for the cats.
Good kitties.
And yes, they are that different. That's how colorful they're supposed to be. They are in fact aliens.
Right.
Sure,
Sweet.
Greg. Sure.
All right. So we'll go from cats to dogs since I put together the Orlock Cyber Mastiff. I worked on like these 5 guys tonight. Got skin tones done, the blues on them. They're not quite done, but this is what I worked on at the end. We made him almost super pale. Whoa, let's drop him.
The arm falls off.
So we made him really, really pale because that's Chalk based on Chalky, who was the whitest dog. So that's we made him super, 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 super pale skin, which is the first time I think I've ever done super white skin like that. So, but yeah, so there we are. I want to thank Greg, Brian, Silver for being with us tonight, and we hope Will gets back on his feet soon. Haha.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Okay. Pull out
I get it because of the
pull out a trumpet, and you can do that. But Anyway, all right. Anyway, y'all have a great evening. I will see you next Monday for the paint project. Well, we will continue to work on the Titan, and then Wednesday again for the party. Remember, if you have the equipment, if you have a camera, or a head, microphone, and want to join us, you're more than welcome to. The link is at the top of the chat. And we will see you next time. So remember, until then, Gamers and Geeks, it is not just a game store. It is a gaming community, which I can't roll dice at all. This is better than how I think I started the show. There we go. All right, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.